Hey guys, welcome back to Believe in Eagles. I'm your host, Leigh Mayock, and joining me is my co-host, Mike Mayock. Before we get into our scheduled release show, I wanted to remind you guys that FanDuel, we have 2 NBA games tonight after no game last night. It felt weird, but Pistons at Cavs and Spurs at T-Wolves. Get your bet slips in. Cavs are favored -164. Wemby and the Spurs are favored -213 about right now. It's oscillating a little bit. Try to get it while it's down. But a couple player props I think you guys might be interested in. I think Julius Randle plus 15 points is safe. He got hot at the end of the last game, and he's going to leave it all out there. And Anthony Edwards, points, rebounds, assist over, I think is pretty safe. And then the safest of safe is Wemby over on rebounds, because he is just a vacuum machine under the basket. So those are I'm going to make some type of, I'll probably do 2 tickets. No, actually, I might do Cavs moneyline, Spurs moneyline, and Julius Randle plus 15 points on 1 ticket, and then make another one a little different. Or yeah, we'll see. But I'll put it online, but that's what my FanDuel tickets are probably going to revolve around. What do you think, Dad?
I think that you were a very good high school basketball player.
Okay, that's dumb. That's not what I asked. Okay, anyway, let's get into the Eagles release schedule. Most people did their podcast last night because they were reacting immediately to all the news, but my dad likes to sleep, and it was like after 8 p.m. on the East Coast, so we waited till this morning, and now my wonderful attitude is because it is 7:30 in the morning on the West Coast. So thanks for that. Dad, do you even know that like all of the team's social media teams and the content teams like make this a thing?
Yes, I do.
Did you see any of them?
No, but I know that the Chargers are apparently very good every year.
They're the best. They are like cream of the crop. They set the level of expectation every time, and then they exceed their own. But people are coming really close. The Titans are really good. I don't know if you saw them before. They did like a man on the street in Nashville,
right?
A couple years back, and it was like they showed random people the logos of their opponents and asked the random people on the street who the logos were, and it was absolutely hilarious. Like I don't think anyone was right. And then this year they went around, they did a man on the street style again, and they went around and they found, do you know what a doppelganger is?
Somebody that looks like you.
Yeah, so they found people that quote unquote looked like star opponents on the other teams that they're playing against, but like didn't look like them, like making fun of it kind of. It was absolutely hilarious.
They're very creative, those things. They really are.
Yeah. The Eagles did a good job because theirs was simple but effective. Like have you seen it yet?
No.
I meant to send it to you, but I didn't think you'd watch it anyway. They had Jahad Campbell, Jordan Davis, Jordan Mailata, Saquon, and Jalen Hurts sitting at a table, like that they're having like a business meeting, and they're just sitting there, and then each one opens up an envelope of their opponent each week, and then they like talk about it for a second, but it's completely authentic, like off the cuff. They hadn't seen it yet. They didn't know they were opening up these little things, and then we got to hear kind of like a player teammate perspective of like what they look for and why things matter to them, which I thought you would like. It's like less like cutesy and fun and more like, oh, what do the players think?
Oh, I think that's good. But I'm a cutesy fun guy too.
You're really not.
I really am.
You're really not. Okay, so let me get into it. I'll send you it because I think you would actually like it.
All right.
Let's see. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Well, some of it's blocked out at the bottom, but okay, so that's the schedule. Why is there a Rams background on do you see that? Is that the Rams behind us? Are we getting punked? Do you see that background?
No.
That blue?
I just see blue with some stripes. I can't tell
what it is because it has that circle around it at the top. You know what I'm talking about?
the Rams Stadium.
Yeah, well, that's disgusting. So I'm going to remove this and we can just talk about it ourselves. Okay? Because I really feel like we're getting punked there. Okay. Oh my God, it's back again. How does it go away? Oh no. Oh no. I don't know what's worse. Okay, maybe everyone should listen to this and not watch it. Okay. So, start off strong. Division game. Okay, actually, do you want to talk to you told me something interesting that I did know, but I don't know if everyone knows this. Like, obviously every team plays their division against their division twice, but explain to us how the rest of the schedule is formatted.
So there's 17 games. And this year, the NFC teams get 9 home games. So the Eagles have 9 home games. Next year, the AFC teams will get 9 home games. Okay. Mm-hmm. And the way the schedule is constructed is that you play, as you said, your division opponents twice. So that's 6 games. Then every year you play 2 separate full divisions, and that's on a rotating schedule. So this year, the Eagles have the NFC West, which might be the best division in football. So they're at Arizona, at San Francisco, and they host the Rams and Seattle, which is good. Okay. They also have the AFC South, which is they host Indy and Houston, and they're at Tennessee and at Jacksonville, which game is in London. So those are 8 more games on top of the 6 that are division games is 14. And then based on how you finish, the Eagles finished first in their division last year. They have to play 3 other first place teams. And I think they got a big break with the way it came out because their the first place teams are at Chicago. That's a tough game.
Yep.
But then Carolina and Pittsburgh, who were both really borderline playoff teams a year ago, kind of average teams. I don't think they're going to be dynamic this year. So usually when you have a first place schedule, it's a little more difficult than that. So I think the Eagles got a bit of a break.
You're saying the first place teams aren't the same first place teams you think going into this season?
I'm saying that
talent-wise, like
no, I'm saying that the 3 first place teams that they drew, 2 of them are very average.
Basically is what I just said.
Okay,
well, that's good because the travel seems to be a lot. No?
If you take the London trip out, which obviously you can't, it's week 5. They play Jacksonville in London. Yeah. But if you take that out, the travel is really pretty simple. And to be honest with you, weeks 3 through 9 are tough. However, they only have to get in a plane once between the London trip week 5 and they don't get on another plane till week 12 at Dallas. So like for a month and a half, 6-7 games, they don't even have to get in a plane. So from a travel perspective, it's simple.
Okay, but what about like they play on like every holiday that exists?
Yeah.
And you know it was interesting. One of the first when they're week 10 bye is good though, don't you think?
There are different definitions. Like for instance, Kansas City got an early bye. And I'm sure they're very happy about that because they don't know the status of Patrick Mahomes' knee yet.
That
okay.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So everybody's got kind of different definitions of when they want to buy.
Yeah.
I always kind of wanted to be towards the end of the season because you've been through a grind, and I felt like it gave you a natural break to kind of get everybody back together, get healthy, and get a last-minute push for the last 4, 5, 6 games of the year. I like the Eagles break, even though people are saying, they should have a bye after the London game in week 5.
So that was once the week 10 bye came up in the little Eagles board meeting that they had. That was Saquon's first reaction. He was like, when's London? And then week 5, are we supposed to get one right after an international game?
Yeah, I think that's a misnomer. People assume that that's what happens because it does happen sometimes. But that's why I'm saying the Eagles, I think weeks 3 through 9, right up to the bye week,
Mhm.
you know, they're week 3, they're at Chicago on a Monday night game, right?
Yeah.
And then they come home on a short week to play one of the best teams in the league, the Rams. Then they go to London, and Jacksonville's a better football team than they've been in the past.
Mhm.
Then they come home from London, and they got to get ready right away to host Carolina. That's a tough turnaround.
Yeah,
And
that's a lot.
the other thing is that Carolina's coming off a bye. So Carolina will be heavily rested, and the Eagles will be coming off a London trip.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then they host Dallas on a Monday night. Then they go to Washington. That's a bus trip or a train trip for a Sunday night game. That's a short week for Philly, and Washington's coming off a bye. So weeks 7 and 8, they're playing against teams coming off byes. Excuse me, weeks 8 and 9.
And one of them is divisional. Yeah.
They both are, right? Washington and the Giants are also coming off.
I thought you said Panthers and
yeah.
Giants.
So, yeah, the Panthers, actually, to clarify, because I put that poorly.
Yeah. You did.
The Eagles have 4 games against teams coming off byes. That's
a lot.
That's a lot. That to me means a lot. That means
everyone's fresh to play them.
Everybody's fresh. Everybody's got time to game plan. Everybody's got a chance to get injured players back. Yeah. They're not as beat up. Those are hard things. So the Eagles have 4 of them, and I think that's one of the most significant facts of the schedule.
What about like the holiday aspect of it? What do you think? Like, we're playing on Thanksgiving and we're playing on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
What is that like for players and families and stuff, like as from your experience?
So the Dallas game on Thanksgiving, I think, is good for the Eagles.
I think that'll be really fun. That's the other thing the guys got excited about. They're like, we want to eat those turkey legs.
Yeah, the turducken, the John.
Yeah, and it's what time is it at?
It's at I got it here, 4:30. It's the middle game of the 3, which is also
That's
good.
A good one. Because the late ones too, like you feel you're waiting for all day.
And in 2021, we played in that game.
Yeah.
On Thanksgiving.
You won.
We did win, and it kind of helped catapult us to the playoffs that year.
Mm-hmm.
But the cool thing about it, as you saw the players' reaction, is they get kind of fired up.
What are you?
The dog?
Yeah. She doesn't like being awake this early either.
Yeah.
Tantrum.
Well, the Eagles play, the players get fired up, and they also know it's the most viewed game of it's by far the most viewed regular season game of the year. So they get like 40-50 million people watching this game. Yeah. And it's a huge game. So I think that the Eagle, and it's a division game. I think the Eagles players will really enjoy that game.
Yeah, and then, especially winning it.
Well, yeah. Dallas is going to be better this year, but yeah. And then you mentioned
Christmas Eve is crazy. Christmas Eve is crazy to me.
Well,
that we have the Mayock Christmas Eve party. Now we have to add football into it. We add football into everything we do.
Well, that's perfect. Mayock's in football.
Just added on another one. Okay. So, what do you think about that one? Because this is new.
Well, what I like about it, I try to look bigger picture, not just that day or that holiday. And they have a rare 3-game home stretch. Mm-hmm. That will be the 3rd of 3 home games. So week 14, they host Indianapolis. Mm-hmm. Week 15, they play Saturday on a short week against Seattle.
Yeah.
Seattle's got to come all the way across the country and play on a short week, okay? And that's one of the best teams on their schedule, obviously.
Yeah, Super Bowl reigning champs. Yeah.
And then they have a Thursday night game, which is the Christmas Eve game against Houston.
Oh, and
Okay.
Houston's so good.
But listen, because they played on Saturday the week before, they actually get an extra day of rest for the Thursday game. Instead of a Sunday Thursday, it's a Saturday Thursday. And they're at home all 3 games in a row. And yes, Houston's very good, but they get an extra day. So I don't think the holiday thing matters that much. I think, matter of fact, I think
it doesn't matter as much because, like you said, the Dallas one will be like fun and exciting for everyone, and like everyone wants to play on Thanksgiving, and then they're home surrounding the Christmas time and the Christmas game. So like they still get to be home. It's not like they're on the road for all of Christmas. Yeah.
They're going to get home. The coaches and families for the Eagles will get home. It's an 8:15 game. So they're not going to get home till 1 or 2 in the morning or whatever, but they'll be home for Christmas morning.
When the, what was it? Week 17, the 49ers game at 49ers, when they pulled that card at their little board meeting on the video, Jordan Davis was like, "Oh, off to Electric Avenue." Get it?
I do, Leigh. I got it.
Okay, so then I saw this and I thought it was interesting. Like, you saw this schedule. This is from at Philly Eagles Nation. We already talked about the no bye week after the London game is what it is. But then weeks 14 to 17 kind of looks like they got the short end of the stick. No, you're saying it's fine because they're home, but
I'm saying being home offsets a lot of that. And and every team's got to go through tough stretches. And I agree with, the long flight to Arizona. I saw something this morning that Arizona is the only team in the league that's not even favored to win a game next year. Okay, so
not one game?
They're not favored to win a game.
That's crazy.
It is.
They're not favored to win one game. I'm going to go bet on that on FanDuel because I think they can win one game.
So I don't blame you, but my point is, they have to go. They have to go to Arizona, and they have to go to San Francisco. So that's twice in 4 weeks. You're making a long trip. Weeks 13 and week 17, or week 17. I guess that's 5 weeks. But again, mitigated by 3 consecutive home games, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, okay. So when you look at this schedule, what sticks out to you as the toughest challenges?
I think the toughest challenges are, as we talked about, weeks 3 to 10, the bye. And we already talked about you're coming home from London. What's that?
Did you say 3 or 3-2?
3-2, weeks 3 through 10.
That's like 7 weeks then. That's a long time.
Well, I mean, 10 is a bye week. I'm just putting it in there so people understand.
Did you see how fast that math was?
Like, if you can't do 10 minus 3, we got a problem.
But off the cuff while we're like, working on something else. That to me, I'm impressed.
You got a low bar, kid.
For math, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the gutter. Okay.
You want to talk about some geography?
Nope, that's also in the gutter. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they were talking about, some geography in their board meeting too, saying that like as much as the international games are a lot of travel, London's only like 6 hours. It's basically the same as to California. Like they could be doing one of the other trips, which are much further, like Australia or something crazy.
Yeah, the NFL tries, for the most part, to keep the East Coast teams going east and the West Coast teams can Mexico City and those kind of places. But like what we did, and again, you can do different things. Every team in the league is allowed, before the schedule release comes out, to put requests into the NFL.
They are?
Yeah.
See, okay, now that's where my conspiracy theorist comes out of me in that aspect. And I think they look at that and they go, ha ha ha, we're going to give these guys what they don't want.
No, I think it's a hard exercise to make. You can't make everybody happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, what we did when we went to London, because we were a West Coast team.
Yeah.
And that's a brutal trip.
Yeah, you were there forever.
We asked them for an East Coast or close to East Coast game the week before.
Mm-hmm.
And we played at Indianapolis.
Yeah. That's not East Coast, but at least it's on the right way.
Correct. We played at Indy. After the game we had dinner and we're in Indy for a couple hours. And then we took the red eye, basically, our charter red eye out of Indy to London. So we arrived the next morning.
And then you beat the brakes off the Bears in London.
We did. And
that was fun. I was there.
You were there, and you had fun, I think.
I did.
I remember.
I was there for literally. I was working the Thursday Night Football, schedule that year. So I was at Thursday Night Football, wherever Thursday Night Football was. I was working there, and I had some crazy flights to get to that London game. I think I was in London for maybe 18 hours total before I got on the road and went somewhere else. And what you said about stopping on the way, my flights were out of the way. It was insane, but it was so fun because we won, and that was just so. Yeah. And everyone's accents were so cute.
well, oh my God. I think what's important for people to understand is that teams put a lot of thought into it, and there's different schools of thoughts and philosophies. For instance, I wanted to have back-to-back East Coast games and stay on the East Coast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Coach Gruden didn't like that. He thought players were better off coming back in their own beds with their families, etc. And there's no historical data that supports one or the other.
Right.
I like the fact that if you can stay at the Greenbrier or whatever that resort is in West Virginia, you can stay there. They have great facilities, and your team can bond a little. There's nowhere to go. They're hanging out together, and you're working hard, and you don't have anywhere near as much travel. So
training camp again, basically.
Yeah, just a mini little, and I think it draws you together a little bit. But anyway, so my point is, teams put a lot of thought in it. They talk to their nutritionists. They talk to their doctors. They try to figure the travel out the best way they can. And, injuries, and those are big deals. So teams put a lot of time into this.
If you're just looking at the schedule, acting as if everyone's healthy, everything's a go, how many wins do you see on the schedule for the Eagles?
I don't know. I
knew you weren't going to answer me that. Dad, can you just sometimes not be predictably boring?
No.
I think
I didn't ask you.
And guess what? No one did. None of our listeners, none of our viewers, nobody. I'm gonna go with. I think we're gonna. Okay, I'm gonna do it backwards. I only see 2 losses. Okay, maybe 3 max, but only 2. Do you want to ask who?
No.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you anyway. I'm going to say, I think I'm worried about, it's so hard to beat divisional opponents twice. So I think we're going to split one of the Commanders games if they're good. And if Jaden Daniels is normal and blah, 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 blah. And then I truly fear the Houston Texans. I just think their defense is nasty. So if they show up as I think they're going to show up, I'm a little bit worried about that lackadaisical holiday home stretch at home. You think it's good. I think people can get a little lazy. What about you?
I think the Eagles have one of the best 5 or 6 rosters in the league. And because of that. I think they're a good football team, and I'm anxious to see what their offense looks like with Sean Mannion, the offensive coordinator. I think that's going to be a big deal for them.
Yeah.
Is how their quarterback reacts with this new offense. Yeah. And I think it might be really good for him. I think if he embraces the change, I think it'll be really good for him. And I think that
I noticed that he said in their board meeting, he was like, I'm excited, because he like went around and asked everybody what they were looking forward to. And he was like, I just want to play a new brand of ball. Like and he doesn't mince words and doesn't really use a lot of them. So like for him to specifically say that in something that's going to come out on social media, I was like, oh, like he is like 10 toes down on this new brand of football, and they all sounded like they were. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, everybody's in love right now. They're in the romance side right now. It's reality.
But it's better that they're all like leaning into this new thing. A lot of times people can be like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I don't like this new thing. I want to do what we're used to doing. Like change is scary. They're all like 1,000% in, but I guess they have to be, because like being whatever they were last year wasn't going to work.
Yeah, and publicly they're not going to say anything. They're all going to be all in. And
but publicly they don't have to show their support of it. They just don't have to say anything.
Honey, I'm, as you know, a defender of the faith for the Eagles and how they do business. So, and I've always defended the quarterback, and I think he's going to embrace some fairly significant changes in what they're doing offensively. And with that, their offensive line has to play better. They have to be a little healthier. There's question marks for sure, but they're still one of the most talented teams in football.
Well, I think this is a good schedule, and you made me feel better. Everyone was like freaking out online about the travel and the holidays, but I feel like you made me feel better about it.
Yeah, it's an aberration, because it's an East Coast team. It has to make 2 trips to the West Coast plus a London trip. So for the Eagles, it's more travel than they're used to.
Yeah.
I kind of laugh because the East Coast and the Midwest teams have it so easy compared to what the West Coast teams have. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Like if you play for if you play for Baltimore, or Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Cincinnati, how much travel is that in that division?
Why? Because they're just in the middle of the country?
Yeah, they're all either a bus ride or a 40-minute plane ride away from each other. I mean, it's a no-brainer. So to me, there's a big difference when you go on the road, you play a game, and you get back. Your flight lands at 6 a.m. the next morning. And now coaches are going right in the building to work.
That's brutal.
Yeah, that's what we did. We went right from the bus right to the building. And
I can't even go on a work trip that is like a red eye, and be ready to open up my computer, like let alone like try to play football or something.
But that's what I mean. Travel's hard in the NFL, and the West Coast teams traditionally, and some people don't care. They go, well, so what? That's what it is. And they are right. That is what it is. Yeah. But I'm just trying to get people to understand that the Eagles have a little more travel this year because they've got the NFC West as one of the team divisions they're playing against, and they have London. But, I mean, that's really kind of nothing compared to what West Coast teams do every year.
Thank you so much. This was Believe in Eagles schedule release show brought to you by FanDuel. Get those NBA playoff tickets in tonight. Let me know what you do. Let me know if you win. Don't let me know if you lose. And we'll be back soon. Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome.